If we haven't met, I'm Jess. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes.
It really helped me to think about how can I be more purposeful in tech. All in all, I'm really passionate about how can I unblock the creative process for creatives and my clients that I work with, which is why I'm really passionate about AI. And that's really important when you're thinking about how you interact with AI as well. It's only as good as the person behind it. So what is your mindset? What is your personality that you're wrapping AI with? They were talking about how can you leverage your authentic intelligence with artificial intelligence. So let's make a bot. Who here has made a bot before?
Welcome to my workshop, Vibe Code Your Vision. We're bringing out your vision for the new year, for an idea that you might have sat on for a long time and you didn't know what to do with, or maybe you tried and spent a lot of time and didn't know how to bring it to the next level. We're going to do that today, and we're going to learn about vibe coding and bring that all together. So essentially, vibe coding helps you to, without being a developer or even a designer, just a person talking, you can test your ideas before investing in too much. I mean, you might spend a lot of time on it, but without spending the traditional amount of time in building an app or money. And you can move from I have a thought to I have a thing in a few minutes. I used Replit, and I was able to take my designs from Figma from our team, and with the PRD, just basically defining what the product was, I was able to create this. Very educational, and 30 apps for 30 days. And in that process, I built a vision board app, apps to help with my consulting process, a meeting transcript app, a cycle syncing app for the ladies and for the men so you know what's going on, a wedding planner app, a tastemaker app, which is like a constellation of you and all of the tastes that inspire you and all your favorite likes, and now you have something to generate prompts based off of everything that drives your taste, a pendulum app, and I used AR, some games on days where I just didn't feel like making a full app, and many more. And what I will tell you my key takeaways were is it's almost as important to tell the tool what not to do than it is to tell it what to do. So every prompt I was like, please don't break this whole damn thing again, and that was a big thing. Or using Claude. Claude paired with Google AI Studio and Replit was essential. But just keep on talking to your partner. You're already doing it, you're already ahead. But I'm just gonna give you a prompt to guide that conversation with your partner. So ask them, just to help make it bigger and better, what is the biggest friction that you're hearing for the app or the products that you're trying to develop? And maybe ask them, if you solved just this one part, how would the experience change?
All right, now we're on the breakdown step, step B. Core friction is kind of like the enemy, but you just want to go. This is a little bit further past how your user is experiencing the problem. This is like your knowledge as the creator of where the process is broken. So this just gives more context, which is obviously the most helpful thing with AI. So here in the core friction, you're going to answer, where is the process currently broken? And then, what is the definition of victory? We kind of already talked about the dream scenario, but here you can layer in like, what is your measures of success as a creator? As you kind of watch your user use this, what is the measure of success for them and also for you? So give it all the context possible. And yeah, what does the final polished look like? And the next step after this, we're gonna get to design.
Okay, we're gonna go to the next step, but just keep on talking to your partner. You're already doing it, you're already ahead. But I'm just gonna give you a prompt to guide that conversation with your partner. So ask them, just to help make it bigger and better, what is the biggest friction that you're hearing for the app or the products that you're trying to develop? And maybe ask them, if you solved just this one part, how would the experience change?
Jessica for leading a really interactive session. I love how every time I poked my head in here, people were just talking talking to each other and like really exploring your ideas. And someone said, I'm just taking as many notes as possible so I can go home tonight and really, expound on this. So
She started at iHeartMedia, and she's actually worked with Seinfeld, and she's done a lot of really cool stuff. And I think we're all going to learn a lot today. So please pay attention, bring your questions, because this is there's no denying that AI is going to be revolutionizing. It already has, but in the years to come, it's going to be changing more and more. We're just at the beginning of it. So ask Jessica everything you want, because this is where you're going to get a leg up, all right? So without any further ado, Jessica Campbell.
Thank you. And no promises I'm gonna know everything, but I do know a lot. But I'm very excited to be here, very happy to be here. And let's get started. So our topic, AI for film. To start, what are your feels on AI? So let's say like, I'm pro, I love it, I'm ready to start using it today. Anybody? Ooh, a mixture. Okay. Against. Scared? Concerned? Curious? What's the main feeling? Somebody shout some things.
Accessibility.
Accessibility. That's a good one.
Uncertainty.
Uncertainty. There's a word in someone else. Okay, there you go.
Terminator.
Terminator. So let's take those feelings and let's explore AI and film tonight. Let's explore how we feel about it in the film space, how we can use it to tell our stories better, whether we're filmmakers or not. How quickly can you create things, of course? How is film made with AI legit? We're going to enter the writer's room and we're going to start it with ChatGPT.
In the wake of a global pivot to remote existence, safety trumps physical connection, and relationships are woven through the digital web. Here, Olivia, an architect, wrestling with her craft's rapid evolution, crosses paths with Jack, a software developer whose newest invention paradoxically promises to connect yet isolate them further in this brave new world.
Even if it was just like an eyelash from Denzel Washington, they had to have the rights to use it. But I think that the most important takeaway from this is yay for regulation, but mostly like you can't really regulate properly without being educated on the process to use these things and how AI is being implemented. So more on that. Use AI as your mirror. So one thing I like is I prefer to start any of my creative processes with pen to paper. Probably have already done this, but Otter AI or just uploading the transcript directly into that is an easy way to get everybody on the same page, upload it to that. Okay, that's simple. You might have done that already. But another thing to do, has anybody played with like merging some of their favorite artists or speakers or writers, what their opinion would be on their work, playing with their voice and tone? Yeah, that's a really great way to, I guess, enhance the output, because a lot of the writing you're going to get from ChatGPT is going to be very like in a world, it's going to be like, it's going to be very basic. But I like to see how you can push it a little bit further by saying like, all right, I'm working on my startup, I like to say, all right, imagine it's Shark Tank. I'm going up in front of Mark Cuban. What's he going to say? Or I asked what would be like Sofia Coppola's notes, or who else did I say? Of course, Wes Anderson. I know these are like basic film directors for you guys, but what would be their notes on the script at a high level? And then further, what would be their notes applied directly to my scripts? It's telling me to like emphasize atmosphere, lean into character depth, but in this type of way, how she would approach it. Maybe down the line you'll meet this person, but until then, we have the AI version of what Wes Anderson's direct notes would be on how you approach lighting or the dialogue and whatnot. I think it's so going back to talking about how Paper Water, for example, used this as a way to enhance their music theory. I think it's really good to see how can you use it to reverse engineer your strategy for what you're doing. So after I did that, I wanted to see what ChatGPT saw my style to be. And, I think that's a good way to highlight see how it perceives you. Use AI as your mirror. I don't want to like promote, becoming one with technology so intensely, but I think use it as your mirror to see how it could give you feedback as much as possible on your authentic approach. So we're going to try atomic prompting. So atomic prompting is like building Legos with AI. And in the product design world, atomic design is like building design with like a Lego of a style guide of approach, like how am I applying my color styles from the CTA to, the hero in a page to the overall, ecosystem of design, right? So you want to be able to build a design style or design strategy that you can scale throughout the growth of whatever project. Same with atomic prompting. So let's try it out. All right. So those are all the different types on the right. So the subject is where we're going to describe the subject and their action.
You will do great.
Team news, team reality, team sports. Wow.
Pero quiero ahorita que este niño se pruebe bueno.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Tell me, what did you think of the last 2 days? What were your takeaways?
Ok, creo que fue un curso muy interesante, creo que conocí muchas herramientas nuevas. Me gustaría poder llevarlo más a la práctica y aterrizar esto en mi día a día y me encantó conocerte, Jess.
Awesome. And what are you looking forward to for the future after coming to these 2 workshops?
Creo que me encantaría dar seguimiento a estos workshops porque podemos sacar mucha información que nos ayuda justo al día a día. Me gustaría quitarme esa creencia de que la inteligencia artificial es mala y que nos va a quitar la chamba. Y más bien cómo sacarle provecho y cómo usar esto y pensar estratégicamente en cómo usarlo.
Awesome. And what was the most favorite or interesting or most aha moment thing you learned?
Creo que cuando hicimos los casos prácticos, o sea, el ver que metía información que antes se tardaba semanas y procesarla en 1 hora un video fue increíble.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias a ti, Jess. Un gusto conocerte.
I don't understand things. Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. Oh yeah, it's good. Perfect. 3.
What do you need? What do you mind?
I'm going to ask you a question.
Awesome, yes.
Right. Tell me about what you thought about the last 2 days.
Fue padrísimo el workshop. In English, okay. It was a great workshop because, as you could see, we have a lot of ideas all dispersed, and your workshop helped us give a structure, organize those ideas, and the most important is how can we implement and get the most of AI. So I think it's a great exercise with you.
Awesome. And what are you looking forward to now after what we learned the last 2 days?
Implementation. As I was mentioning, we have had a lot of AI courses and training, but we also always leave it on limbo. So with your workshop, the expectation is that we can implement and put it on the ground and take advantage of all these tools.
Awesome. And what was the most exciting thing you learned, heard, or the aha moment you had in the last 2 days?
I also love the proposal that they made in 1 hour. That was amazing, and they could see the real power of AI.
Awesome. And tell me your name and your role.
I am Ismael Martinez, and my role is very deep. It's quite funny because I do a lot of projects, training, processes, automation, and now AI.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
No, thank you, Jess. Nice meeting you, and it's a pleasure to have you. back here again.
Best part is seeing you all kind of talk to one another and bounce off one another. So with that, I've been doing this AI for Vision workshop the last couple of years. First it started as like a goal planning workshop, and then something to turn into a vision board. That makes like a bot that makes you a vision board after you do that, which is still great and fun. But I wanted to elevate it this year, knowing that vibe coding is probably the word of the year within the AI community. The next step, if you can hear me clap once, if you can hear me clap twice, you can hear me clap 3 times. That really works sometimes. To approach AI in a more intentional, valuable, useful way, you have to be centered on your why and your who.
Because yours looks, everybody's looked really good, but yours was like so in depth, like with all of the layers and the different.
So these are like, let's say, the 3 events that I'll be producing. So one is in Milan, one is in Tokyo, one is Miami Art Basel. So Milan, here are the venues that it suggested. And then if you go to the partners, it gives me all of the, available caterers, decor vendors, talent and staffing, like if I need security, if I need, someone to be checking in people.
Have you made something like this before?
No, and what's crazy? Like I came in with like one idea, and then within minutes, like this just, like it literally happened here.
Hi, my name is Angelica Borland. I am a breathwork facilitator and a film director.
What was the biggest value or takeaway you got out of this?
The biggest value I took away from this was really being, I'm gonna start over. Do I need to start over?
Just go ahead.
The biggest takeaway I took from this was getting a clear vision on so many ideas that I have compacted into like one offering that I really want to bring into the world.
And what do you think of the facilitator?
I mean, I love Jess. This is my 3rd workshop with her, and I always will be back for her.
Go.
My name's Ariane, and I'm a serial entrepreneur, but mainly a business coach for wellness experts. I loved that I could take my idea today on how to really scale myself and create a pocket Ari. So now I have an app that I built in an hour and a half, and I can go monetize this. And it was so awesome because Jess was not only explaining things with you step by step, her app or her vibe coding software was awesome. And we had like camaraderie. So there were so many women here who are also, have lots of ideas and want to, help the world at the end of the day.
You guys like that? Yeah.